Hi, this is Kev. Welcome to Mindful Mods. Very quick demo today. Very simple. I'm going to potentially, for some, demystify the concept of changing tuners on acoustic guitars. Not anyone, but many people who've changed tuners on electric guitars suddenly get to a point, and maybe quickly, maybe slowly, like me, where they go, "Oh, these are exactly the same as the ones on my acoustic guitars." So, if this is your first time changing tuners and you want to upgrade your tuners on your acoustic guitar, this is how you do it. So what I've done here is I've just put a tuner back on because I'd already taken these tuners off, but I realised that you may not have taken a tuner off, so you just need a spanner and a screwdriver with the right size tip on it. This is a Phillips. And all I'm going to do is take this little bolt off here. This is the part that actually clamps the tuner onto the guitar. A lot of people get confused and think the little screw in the back does that. It doesn't. I'll show you what the little screw in the back does in a second. Okay, so these come out pretty easy. Well, it has a tiny little screw here, and this screw is only to stop the tuner from wobbling around. So this does not hold the thing in. You do not need to, in fact you should not screw this screw in too firmly, otherwise you will strip the wood underneath. So get that out, the screw comes out, tuner comes out. Occasionally these holes are too small, especially on more affordable instruments. So if that's the case, you will need to get yourself one of these. This is called a hand reamer. It tapers here up to 10mm, which is exactly the size of this piece of the tuner that goes through the wood. And what you would need to do is you would need to by hand ream out the hole. Why by hand? Because an electric drill, a power drill, will often be too powerful. There's not much wood between this hole and the edge, and it's really easy to just rip a whole section of the headstock off. I mean, if you've got a very low power drill and you use it on a low setting, do it at your own risk. I always use a hand reamer, but as it happens in this instance, these tuners are perfectly okay. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, I've cleaned this headstock with some cleaner that you can buy, some good stuff. This is stuff I use, Dunlop 65 guitar polish and cleanup, but I would ideally not use furniture polish on a guitar. Right, I'm relatively fortunate with these tuners that the holes more or less line up here. If you're in this situation where this piece lines up nicely with the old holes, use the old screws, because you know they're the right size. And always use the right screw head size. There we go, we can use the existing hole. And boom, the tuner's in place. So I'm going to rinse and repeat for all of these. That's all of those back in. And next I'm going to get, for each one, a washer and a kind of nut with a rather long shaft. Put the washer on, and then this reaches down into the hole, catches the thread on the other side. And we screw it up. And then it's the same for all the other ones. Okay, then finally we get our spanner, wrench, and just tighten them up. Okay, as I say always, you're not fixing the plumbing here. This is a guitar, so firm, it's fine. Yeah, you'll quickly find with guitars, as soon as you start over tightening things, you start putting dents in the headstock. No need for that. Just needs to be nice and firm. Okay, there we go. Alright then, let's talk about, that was very easy, as you can see. It's not always that easy, so let's talk about that. So yeah, the point of that really video was, I think I was absurdly lucky there in a number of ways. First of all, the bore holes, or the holes in the headstock, were exactly the right size. That's not always the case, so as mentioned, the hand reamer is your friend. There are videos on how to do that on YouTube. Secondly, where I was really lucky, purely by accident, not by design, was that these holes for the screws here lined up pretty much exactly. So that nearly never happens. So if that happens, if that doesn't happen, what you're going to need to do is plug those holes, or at the very least re-drill new holes. So it's not the end of the world, but you might want to think carefully about it. If you've got a very expensive Martin or Taylor guitar, you might want to think carefully about re-drilling holes in or drilling holes, extra holes in the guitar. But for your kind of mid-range budget guitars that are never going to be worth $1 million or £1 million or €1 million, I think it's fine to you know, fill and drill. I've done that on a number of guitars. There are videos on that. In fact, there's a video on this channel, I think it's called 3 mods, 2 guitars, or something like that. The only thing to think about is, often on an electric guitar, I will get a good example. The tuners are what we call 6 in line. So these are called 3L because they're on the left hand side of the guitar, I think, and they all go in line, whereas on an acoustic guitar there's 3 on one side and 3 on the other, and that means that the tuners are designed differently. 3 of them are the exact opposite of the other one, rather than being exactly the same. So those are called 3L, 3R tuners. So you need to order those rather than 6 in line or 6L or 6R if you're left-handed. So okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, hit subscribe. If you want to leave stupid comments, please do. If you want to leave sensible comments, you're very, very welcome. And yeah, catch you next time on Mindful Mods.